Hey guys, welcome to the channel, guys and girls. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I am doing a subscriber request. Clifford Barnes requested George Jones's song "Wild Irish Rose," and I don't think I know this song. Those of you who are new to the channel know that I came to traditional music way later in life. After I started the channel, I started with pop country, basically heartfelt pop country out of Nashville. And then when people saw how much I liked certain lyrics and the feel of certain songs by Alan Jackson or Miranda or whomever, and they were like, Don, you got to do this George Jones song, or this Johnny Horton, or this Patsy Cline, and right on down the list. And then John Prine, and then modern guys like Mo Pitney. And I purposely don't listen to traditional country in my car. I listen to seminars in my car anyway, for the most part. So a lot of these songs that you may have grown up with and have heard for 40, 50 years, I'm new to. So I'm listening to these and reacting to them as an adult, not infused through my kids' experience having grown up with the songs, because that infuses you with a different sense of a song. In fact, I was just texting with someone. I thought that, who was it? Was it ABBA or somebody? That song, Afternoon Delight. I heard that growing up as a kid. And I actually thought that that had to do with like an afternoon snack, like Twinkies and all that. I really thought that that's what that was referring to. It wasn't until I got much older where I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what that's talking about at all. So anyway, our kid brain can infuse meaning to song that either isn't there or it takes a while to figure it out. Come to a song like this, I'm sure, as an adult, and you hear it just with a lifetime of experience, and it changes things. So anyway, Clifford Barnes, you said you're living in France and you've been experiencing some health issues lately. So one, I'm sorry that you're experiencing health issues. I'm happy for you that you're living in France, because depending on where you are, it's a beautiful country. But I'm doing this for you. Wild Irish Rose by George Jones. Here we go. Interesting.
They sent him to Asia to fight in a war. He came back home crazy and asking what for. They had him committed, medals and all, to a mental hospital with a rubber wall. They cut off the funding, they cut off the lights. He hit the street running that cold winter night. Now the streets are the only place he can call home. He seems oh so lonely, but he's never alone.
All right.
He lies there holding his wild Irish rose, this crazy old fool in the smelly old clothes. He could have had something much better, God knows, than a half-empty bottle of wild Irish rose.
That's way too real, this story.
A baby named Scarlet with laughing blue eyes has been in his wallet all the way back since '65. So much was forgotten, oh so far back in time, way down in the bottom of a river of wine.
Wow, Vietnam vet.
You know, they found him at Park Street, West 25th. They can't even find a heartbeat. Lord, his fingers are stiff, just like they're all frozen. He's holding her tight, but the habit, oh, it's broken. This is Rose's last night. He lies there holding his wild Irish rose, but his soul's in a place where a real hero goes. Now he's got something better, much better, God knows, than a half-empty bottle of wild Irish rose.
Instrumentation signifies light transition to a better life, presumably in heaven, as it was suggested. Yeah, the producer and songwriter, they didn't want to make the song too happy in the end. They wanted to keep that melancholy feel about this thing, but in a sense, the way I heard the instrumentation in the end, because it was a little bit more uplifting, but they didn't want this happy Hollywood ending, because there isn't one to a story like this, other than the allusion in this was that he's now in a better place, and that's generally a reference to our conceptions of heaven, where there's no pain, sorrow, tears, death, arguing, fighting, lying. It's just this idealistic place. And yeah, I mean, Joe Skinner, I know you'll have thoughts on this song if you happen to see this reaction, because you've shared some comments. And Clifford Barnes, I don't know if this happened to you. I don't know if you're a Vietnam vet, but they did say, you know, he did say in the beginning that they sent him to Asia, and that would have been Vietnam. Because otherwise, I don't think we've been in, well, Japan. I'm going to guess it was Vietnam, because he referenced 1965, which is where the photo was from. And yeah, I mean, it's like every country has its own issues. Wealthy countries have issues with how do you handle making everybody's lives better, especially soldiers who have gone and do fight in war, come back mentally. They're not the same because of the things they've seen and experienced and possibly done, things they never would have wanted to do in life, but they're in a situation where it's kill or be killed. And yeah, but you know, poor countries, it's you're living hand to mouth every day. You're just trying not to starve. I mean, every country has its own problems and issues, and this is one. Like, how do you treat the vets once they come back? You know, with Vietnam, a lot of folks didn't agree with the war, and that's up for debate because it was a communist, you know, trying to stop the expansion of communism, and our constitutional republic is at odds with that style of living, and the threat that we perceived and perceive that to pose to us, and they see it the other way. You know, our capitalist society is a bigger threat to communist lifestyle. So it's just a shit show, and wound up in Vietnam, and then the guys come home and they're different, but the people come home and initially they weren't welcoming to the folks. And I mean, insult to injury, you don't want to be there to begin with. You're getting shot at. You're mentally a mess because of what you've experienced. And it's completely understandable that you would just disconnect at some point with the inhumanity. And then you come home and people here who've been living in luxury back at home are now insulting you. And it's like, really, I come back home after that, but things have gotten better, and I've heard from veterans that things have gotten a lot better. We learned our lesson from from going through that, for instance. But I'm not going to rate that song. That's not a song I would ever rate. And I don't know if this is a true story based on someone's life, because he did mention a specific street, and I don't know if it was in New York City, but he did say West 25th. I heard that. I didn't hear the prior street, though. And in New York, it's always, you mention the street, it'll be like, 2nd Avenue at Lexington. You always mention the cross street. But in any case, Clifford Barnes, I hope you're feeling better than when you requested this song. And I don't know if you grew up in the States and moved to France at some point. I think you may have left a comment to that effect like a year ago or something. So I try to keep track. But if you served and this is relevant, one, thank you for your service. And two, I sure hope you're feeling better. And anyway, so there it is, folks. You can leave your comments for Clifford or for anybody you want to leave. Really try to couch them in nice ways, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.